They can hear me. Hi, everybody. This is Beth Ricklefs with Insurance Agency and Marketing Services. I am a life insurance sales director here at IAMS. I'm so excited to talk with you today about how to do a fact finder. First things first, we will be going over IAMS and why you would want to be a business partner with IAMS for your life, annuity, long-term care, disability insurance, and wealth management. We do offer a new producer builder bonus. If you are brand new contracted with us, with IAMS, the first 6 months, we have certain levels of production which can earn you more marketing dollars, more money in your pocket, reimbursement, etc. So that for the first level, that's 100,000 of annuity production, which equals 10,000 of target life insurance. That could be 1,500 piece postcard mailing. It could be cash, iPad, and you can move all the way up to the $1 million level, which is going to be annuity production or 100,000 of life insurance production. Single premium life is included in this too. That's counted like annuity dollars too. So if it's a single premium life case of 100,000, that gets you to the first level. You can cash out any time in that first 6 months for any of the incentives that you would like. If you are new to IAMS, please work with one of your life or annuity directors. We can definitely work out a plan on a monthly basis on how you reach those levels to maximize those producer builder bonuses. If our business is a lot like yours, and that referrals are the best thing about our business. So if there is a agent or colleague that you really love working with and you believe that they would benefit from business partnership with IAMS, if they are to get contracted, that is going to offer them or give you a $50 one-time bonus when you refer an agent. And then thousands. They're on? Okay, sorry guys. Just going back to that screen, if you hadn't seen it, that is the new producer builder bonus. With IAMS Business Builders, again, if you refer an agent to us and they're first time contracted with us, it's a $50 bonus, plus we pay thousands of dollars off what the referral writes in business. You can see the different percentages based on life, annuity, single premium life, and MIGA. That is not a haircut off their top street commissions or yours. That is out of IAMS pocket. We want to be a business partner with you in the business, so we offer marketing reimbursement dollars. Everything that you invest with us in new business, we're going to offer a marketing reimbursement. So 100,000 of index annuity premium is going to earn you $100 of marketing reimbursement. Single premium life, that same 100 earns you 200, and 10,000 of target life is also going to earn you 200. I will go into some different ways that you can spend those marketing reimbursement dollars here later in the presentation. We offer complete back office support. And I'm sure everyone on this phone call has heard that before. That's kind of a standard thing for someone to say to you when you're working with an IMO. But we truly do that. Whether it's working with any of your directors, life or annuity side, with our wealth management team, our complete IAMS website that gives you 24 access. We are going to work with you from the very beginning stages of a case to help that get designed, the right kind of product, the right kind of contracting, all of that, to submitting the application, being able to work with our wonderful case management team to handhold that all the way through the process so we get policies issued, most importantly placed, and then commission support to make sure that you are getting paid appropriately or properly. On the IAMS website, you're going to have access to life and annuity quotes. All of our directors can assist with that as well. We have tons of experience when it comes to our marketing teams on the life and annuity side, with expertise and coaching, more importantly. And then paperless contracting, we use Sure LC, which is a wonderful tool of keeping all of your contracting information in one spot. And when you do add on contracts, a very easy process to get those approved if you are working, especially with new companies, on a certain product that you're wanting to present the product, get contracted, be able to submit the application, all of those great things. As I mentioned, you can go to the IAMS website. Do that right away if you after this call. Don't do it right now, but you'll go to IAMSinc.com and you're going to want to get registered. Even if you're not a contracted agent with us, go ahead and get that done. When you register, it'll say it takes 24 hours to get access. That's not accurate. It's usually right away. You'll need to check your junk or spam for your approval for access to it. You're going to find so many great tools there, 24 accessibility. Our sales resource library is absolutely my favorite thing on the website. You're going to find advanced marketing topics, questionnaires, calculators, presentations, lead sources. You can spend a lot of time in that sales resource library and really never find the end to it. We've got our term quoter, our GUL quoter, final expense, forms at your fingertips, industry links, current news, information on annuities, long-term care, disability, just everything you can think of there is on the website. If you need a tour of the website, please reach out to the directors on the annuity or life insurance side. We'd be happy to walk you through that. Again, I'm a life insurance sales director, but I also heavily market long-term care and disability insurance, critical illness, cancer, any of those things. So if you need help, any of our directors are able to help out with that on the life insurance side as well. E-application is where we're at in the world when it comes to submitting business. I think COVID really sprung that and it kind of catapulted out there. So we have Luma, which is going to be our annuity platform, which is a wonderful tool. It's got quoting functionality. You're able to submit applications. You're able to keep track of your business on Luma. That is a platform that you need to register for after you get registered on IAMSinc.com. Go right away to Luma to get registered. Firelight was our platform for annuities previous to Luma. They actually work together, but we keep Firelight on its own separately because there's a few life insurance carriers that utilize the Firelight platform. Most of our life insurance business is going to be submitted on iPipeline. That is, you're automatically registered for that when you get to the IAMSinc website. It's very easy to find. Like I said, most of the applications can be submitted on iPipeline. There are some exceptions where we have to go to carrier websites. And then Sunfire is going to be the platform that we use for Medicare. We have a wonderful sales director on the Medicare side. That is Anna Sanchez, if anyone is curious. Creative services, this is one of the very best things about IAMS is our creative services team. Really, we are only limited by our imagination with what creative services can do for you. The automatic things that would come to mind are going to be logo design, business card design, letterhead, website, handouts, etc. Our team has many years of experience, but most importantly in the financial service world. So we're not recreating the wheel with anything. They are very familiar what goes and what doesn't go, especially when it comes to language of compliance. You do have access to them when you are a contracted agent with us. I believe the best in the industry is what we have here on staff. Our creative services team, the marketing team works very close with them. One thing that we do as a free service is our complimentary marketing analysis. That is going to be highlighted in what your marketing efforts are currently, which could be absolutely nothing. So maybe you've operated without any kind of marketing, you're just getting started and don't know what to do with your marketing efforts. We can work from there. Maybe you already have certain things in place. This is a great analysis to see what's working and what's not. So together we work with creative services. We come up with a plan, something to implement, and then you would work back with your life director or your annuity director to go through that plan to see where you want to hit with goals in the next 12 months, 5 years, whatever that might be. So if you haven't taken advantage of the complementary marketing analysis, you really do need to reach out to a life or annuity director to get that done. In addition to our creative services, like I said, the marketing dollars go a lot further with anything that you use with creative services, whether it's the logo design, website design. Again, really limited by what our creative ability or what your imagination is. But you can use any of those marketing dollars. Like I said, we want to be a business partner with you in expanding your business, and creative services is a vital tool to doing that. IAMS Wealth Management completes out the package for IAMS. As anybody knows, anytime you add any line of service to your practice, that improves retention. So if you're only a life producer, mixing in long-term care, disability, annuities is going to improve your retention with clients. If you're only an annuity producer, adding single premium life, disability, long-term care is going to improve your business. And then the wealth management side of it just really locks everything up. It's a great way to have a steady income stream with your business because they do pay monthly management fees. It strengthens the relationship. It gets you to know more about your clients because you are having a much fuller picture of their financial strength. So if you are wanting more information about IAMS Wealth Management, please reach out to us. They can help agents, again, from the never even considered wealth management, don't even know they would possibly take the test, to our very experienced wealth management. We have something for everybody, so please consider that as well. We always do life and annuity academies every year. We've wrapped that up for 2024. Be expecting to hear dates starting in the early spring of 2025. This is a wonderful opportunity to get advanced topics, learn how to prospect. You're going to be able to meet the folks at IAMS, which is always a wonderful thing. More importantly, you're going to get to rub elbows with agents all across the United States, which I know is a huge benefit to learning about other agents' practices and what works, what doesn't work, and what you might want to implement into what you're doing for your business. If that is something that you're interested in attending, please reach out to your life and annuity directors to see what type of requirement or the agents that we're looking to attend those. We would be happy to discuss that with you. Our trip this year, we do a qualification period for 18 months that started back in January of 2024, runs to June of 2025. So plenty of time to still qualify. The best way to make sure you're going to get that done is reach out to your life and annuity marketers, directors, to help you get a business plan in place about what type of business needs to be coming in on a monthly basis so that you can meet those trip qualifications. There's different doublers and bonuses with different companies that might help out that you'll want to discuss with them. Keep in mind, if you're a brand new agent to us, your new producer bonus is working towards that. You're still earning marketing dollars, etc. So you definitely want to be able to join us in Quebec. So be working with your director so we can help make sure that you're getting there. You want to make sure that you like us and follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook. A lot of these webinars get reposted, so please make sure to do that as well. So our phone number is here. Again, IAMS.com. And with that, I will start talking about Factfinders. One second. The first thing I want to go over is our Life Insurance Awareness Month kit, which was back in September, but honestly, this is a kit if you are serious about life insurance. You want to get that from us if you have not already done that. So make sure, if we have not already sent it to you, that you're reaching out to one of the life insurance sales directors so that we can get this Google Drive out to you, because it's going to be something that you can use all throughout the year. And two of the pieces are things that I'm going to be going over heavily in this presentation, but you're going to see that you find fact finders, life insurance concepts, a bunch of marketing material when it comes to social media cards, life insurance basics. These pre-built campaigns are great. They're easy to set up, to do some drip marketing, kind of mindless marketing that you can do on platforms from social media to email, pre-approach letters, etc. You're going to have a lot of advanced topics in here too. This Beyond Capital Transfer Guide, if you really read it and digest it, so many life insurance opportunities in that. So again, reach out to a life insurance director. We're happy to send this Google Drive out to you. What we are going to be focusing on are the Factfinder, which is what this guy is. I can send this out. It's in the LIAM, but I can send it to you by PDF if you need it too. The Dime is in there too. This is an interactive quote tool. So we'll be going over that as well. Actually, that's where I'm going to start. So one thing to Factfinder is extremely important in any of the lines of business that you're doing. You should always make that a base of when you are doing business, especially if you don't want to be a transactional salesperson. And I don't care if you mainly focus life, long-term care, disability, annuities, whatever the case may be. If you aren't doing a full fact finder, you will be a transactional agent. There's so much opportunity in a fact finder, and I will be able to show you that today. So make that part of your thoughts when we're going through this presentation. Life insurance, one of the ways that you're going to determine how much life insurance coverage is by asking how much debt, what's their income, mortgage, education. This Dime presentation, if you don't want to go through all the line items of actually determining what life insurance need. You can use this dime. You can send it out to people. They can fill it in too. So simple things of like, hey, they've got 100,000 of debt. They have an income of now, if you look at the directions income, it says your annual salary multiplied by the number of years you want your beneficiaries to cover it. So if you make 100,000 a year, right there, that's $1 million of income. Maybe you have a mortgage of 500,000. Got a couple of kids that you want to make sure that there's make it to 20. We'll make it there. And then this is what your total life insurance, in this example, everybody's different, of course. And then you are going to ask for different things to either increase that or reduce that amount. So you'll add in things like, oh, I expect my funeral expense to be this. I want to leave some charity money, life insurance they currently have in place, and any assets that they want to take into consideration. And then that will give you your shortfall for the life insurance, what they actually need to carry in life insurance. Going into the confidential personal planning questionnaire, we'll get started there. Like I said, this is very important. I don't care what line of business that you are doing. This is the best way for you to learn the most about the client that you're going to work for, and it's going to lead to a lot more sales opportunities down the road, whether it's with them, hopefully you're doing repeat sales 2, 3, 4 times with one client, but it's also going to point out referrals and centers of influence to create more business opportunities for yourself. So the very basic stuff is that you're going to want to get the client's information, things like name, date of birth, email address, all of those obvious things, height and weight, tobacco use that might lead into maybe some health concerns that they have. Please know that we have a full service underwriting team on staff. We can provide you with any kind of questions for pre-screen. If you come across any kind of medical concern that you are worried about, we are able to pre-screen that for you, make sure we're getting to the right carrier, the right table rating, all of those things, the best approach to sending in the business. If we have any medical concerns, you're going to want to know their occupation, all of the spouse information or partner information. You're going to want to know that too. And the emergency contact information is your very first opportunity to look into referrals. So that's your first question that you can ask. If something terrible happens, who are the people that you're going to want to know to reach out for any kind of financial matters, anything like that. So you're going to want their name, the relationship, phone numbers, what state they're in, any information that you can get on the emergency contact. I would say that you want to strive to get at least 3 names there. Again, this is kind of a skeleton form of a fact finder. It's the easiest one that I can go through. Hopefully you're making notes. You can expand this as well. When I do a fact finder with my clients, I use something similar, and then I have a legal pad close to it where I'm making additional notes. One of those notes that I do when I'm interviewing for the client is I'm trying to find some kind of key personal information, not related to financial planning at all, but maybe what's their favorite color, what's their favorite sport, when's their anniversary, when was their first date, favorite flower. I don't care what it is, but some minor details identifying things that you can tie back to the importance of you paying attention to the conversation that you're having with them, so that when their birthday comes up, anniversaries come up, off-topic holidays come up, you've paid attention and you have something personal that you can tie that in with, that's going to be a great marketing tool for you. Those are the things that you want to make notes of. Children, and I might add any kind of future children. This is where you're going to be asking about that. Oftentimes when people have children, that's the first time they think about college planning, and it might be a little bit too late at that point. So, if they have children, in the future that they're planning on, discussing opportunities to help in their financial layout. It might be opportunities for figuring out life insurance, annuities, Roth IRAs, whatever things that are going to be accessible for those educational things. With the children, again, identifying dates, what sports do they play, when is the projected graduation from high school, birthday cards. A lot of clients sent, or agents send birthday cards out to their clients. I would say that sending them out to their kids is probably a better gesture. Nobody does that. Something to make you look different. An idea there. My grandmother with us grandkids, she always sent us $2 bills for our birthday. And that's just an example. You could do whatever you wanted. But of course, we were always expecting grandma's birthday card because we got a special $2 bill. Something like that would be a good example. Clearly, you're going to get the residential information. Maybe they have more than one residential resident, whether they own, whether they rent, what's their mortgage payment, what's the mortgage balance, what did the mortgage start out as is also a good question. See how much they've paid down, how long have they been at that residence, if they're renting, how much is that, how long have they been there, are they planning to continue to rent for their lifetime, are they planning on buying? All of those things are very key in learning how to present the life insurance need. Trusted contact information. That's going to sound a lot like an emergency contact, but sometimes when you ask it a different way, you get different names, different responses. So ask that again, friends, relatives, neighbors, anything like that. All of those are great potential for other referrals or another contact that you might have that can help with business relationship. Client will. Do they have a will? Have they considered a will? Do they have any trusts? Revocable, irrevocable? Who's their attorney that they're working with? Accountant, CPA. If they aren't working with one, you need to note that. If they are working with one, you want to ask them, do they like that attorney? Do they like that accountant? What is it about them they like? That might be somebody that you want to reach out to as a potential referral source. Now you have an in. I know this mutual client, they recommended you as a CPA. I'm looking to have a center of influence with CPAs that I trust, attorneys that I trust, that I know that I can give great advice on the financial services side. Hopefully, we could work out something that could be mutually beneficial to each other. If they're not working with an attorney, if you haven't heard any of the directors talk about My Legacy Lock, here's that website. But this can help them and you. There's different ways to set this up, whether you want to be a promoter of Legacy Lock and have a payment for agents or clients that sign up for it. If it's something that you want to add to your level of service that you offer clients, you can do that too, but this can help them have the attorney expertise and set up those wills, trusts, anything that's going to be involving in estate planning and making sure that things are getting passed to the next generation appropriately. This is a great tool that you can utilize in your practice and share with them. Employment and income information, occupation, employer, all the standard things that you're going to want to ask, expanded information that you're going to want to know. Do they like their job? Do they plan on changing their job? Are they going to have room for advancement in their current occupation? Um, will they be getting a promotion anytime? What are their bonuses look like? Is there going to be additional income later on down the road? Maybe they're in school, maybe they're in training to get another job. You're going to want to make notes, make dates and things like that. When you're going to go back and do annual reviews, you're going to reference this fact finder and say, oh, John was in school for PRN at the time he was making this amount of money. I wonder if he graduated. Did he get a new position? What does that look like? So that you can tie back into that. Any other income sources? Do they do rentals? Do they have other platforms to make income? Any additional information you can write down, super important. Just a basic assets versus liabilities, what's their net worth is basically what this financial information is going to be asking for. These are categories that you can expand into, and you should. Obviously, savings, we're looking for them to have savings and roughly in my opinion, at least 4 months, but 3 to 6 months is where you want to be. Investments, get detailed about that. What do you mean by investments? Give me some line items of what those investments are. IRAs, real estate, business interest, personal property. If we're talking about 401k, great opportunity to be like, what is the company match? How much are you taking advantage of that? Are you overdoing it with the match, etc.? You'll learn to ask more detailed questions the more that you do a fact finder. Fact finders are very uncomfortable when you first start them. So if you have never done one, it's going to be uncomfortable. The more that you do them, the easier it is to be able to ask these questions and to expand. So practice is key. Liabilities, installment loans, like car notes are installment loans, any kind of loan that has been set up as a certain payoff installment loan. Get into details about that. If you're talking about the cars, what did they take the loan out for? How much did they have left to pay on the car? What is the interest rate? What is their monthly payment, etc.? Same with the mortgage, all of those same questions. Charge accounts, credit cards. If a credit card balance is super high, if they're paying a lot in credit card debt, this is going to be an opportunity when we talk about cash flow. Cash flow is a vital part of talking with anybody that's buying life insurance. It always comes down to cash flow 100% of the time when you're making a sale. If you don't have the cash flow to present the life insurance, they will pull back on it. So asking these questions are going to identify what their true cash flow is, because you already asked them about their income. It's going to also show you opportunities how they can improve their cash flow, and credit card debt is a perfect example of that. If they are living at maximum credit card debt and paying high monthly minimums on that, this can be an opportunity for you to help them so that they improve their cash flow and be able to purchase more things like life, disability, long-term care, etc. Personal notes, business debt. If you need help with expanding on those different items for liability, I can help you with that. Any of the other sales directors can help you with that too. Life insurance in place, you want to ask about all of those things too. They probably have, or at least in my experience working with you either have somebody that's never ever bought life insurance, but you also are going to have a lot of people that have bought life insurance. A lot of times I see people that they bought it from their nephew, their kid, their aunt, uncle, somebody in the family, starting in the business. They bought a life insurance policy. They'll have different policies from different people, maybe their State Farm agent that they purchased stuff. You want to take that with a grain of salt. Collect the information. They are probably very spotty with their insurance plan. Multiple buys from different people is definitely going to identify that. If they are buying group life insurance, of course, take care of any kind of group life insurance policy that you can buy. To me, it doesn't really figure into the life insurance that they need personally because it's usually not transportable or portable. If it's not like a worksite marketing type of thing. So you want, is it an added bonus by having group life insurance? Most definitely. Is it something that you can count on? Definitely not. And it usually increases every 5 years on the cost. So you almost always can get them in a life insurance plan that long term is going to be less expensive than their group plan. Long-term care insurance, that will be, to me, that's a question that you won't find a lot of people that have even considered the long-term care, maybe until they've gotten into more their 50s, 60s, where they're starting to think about it. Still a good seed to plan into with anybody that you're talking to, that at some point that is something that you need to consider. So do be asked, of course, ask about the life insurance or any kind of long-term care planning that they have done. Write that information down. Other insurance out there. Do they have disability? Is it at work? Do they own it on their own? Have they considered critical illness? Do they even know about that? Critical illness is going to be your cancer, your heart attack, stroke, cancer policies. Health insurance, where they have that. And then the PNC, if you are a life and annuity, long-term care, disability, you might ask, why would I ask about the PNC expiration? This is actually something very, very important to ask, and you probably want to even expand on the information that they're asking on. Asking about the health insurance and the disability, critical illness, if they're working with another agent. If you're not doing those things, this is also a way to identify centers of influence that you might want to work with. If you don't like doing disability insurance, but they've got a great person, maybe you want to connect with them and say, hey, I hear you're a rock star at disability. I'm not, but I'm really great at life insurance. Can we work out a deal that I can refer my DI people to you? You can refer your life insurance business to me, etc. Health insurance also, not everybody, but a lot of health insurance agents only focus on health insurance. So this is a great opportunity for a center of influence if they like their health insurance person. Maybe they have group health insurance too. But the PNC part, not so much about how their auto is insured or how the structure of their house or renters, but the liability portion is super important, especially if you've uncovered these assets. Just as an example, auto policies in Kansas, I don't know about all other 50 states, the state minimum is just 25, 50, 10. That is way, way, way too low. If somebody actually gets sued, and I can name countless examples in the business where this has happened and somebody doesn't have enough liability insurance in general. This is also going to be a good source to refer to if you know a good PNC person. By collecting this information and identifying low liability limits, you can say, hey, these look a little bit low for me. You probably want to talk with a real expert in the PNC side so that they can help you make sure that liability insurance, the biggest threat that you have financially isn't necessarily that your house is going to burn down, but that you get sued for something. So making sure the underlying liability limits on the home are awesome, as well as the auto, and what you need to be at the right level to have an umbrella. So if you're identifying this information, you want to talk to a PNC person to get a reciprocal information. You could say, hey, I'm collecting this data. I'm going to refer my people that I think are in trouble here. If you could do the same for me, And so you've done some really good identifying information or asking the right questions. So you give a really, really good referral to the PNC agent. The PNC agent might not know what's going to be a really good referral for you. So in that reciprocal arrangement that you have with the PNC person or the DI person or whoever, you have to be just as specific and give them, like, I'm looking for this person. They have this, whatever that might be. They have a lot of CDs. They have they're overfunding or putting way more than their match into a 401k. I want you to look for that stuff. If they're also doing a fact finder, which they are, I sold PNC, they are asking questions like this. Those are questions that you can add into their fact finder, so they're identifying the right people for you as well. Last thing is to make sure that you're asking what is important to them. After I've asked all of these questions, what is important to you that I concentrate, that I make sure that we address on our next meeting? And then they can give you their, high to low priorities. Now, their priorities are going to be mixed up. I can tell you that things that are high on our priority, they don't know actually are low, vice versa. They're going to hit something spot on. The important thing of this is if it's a high level importance to them, you definitely want to hit on it and make sure that what you said you would do for the interview is what you will highlight in the comeback plan that you have for them. But you're also going to be able to identify where the low ones actually need to be moved to a higher priority in there. And I should back up to when I do a fact finder, and like I said, it is uncomfortable, and you're for sure going to get people that say, why do I have to answer all of these questions? And the truth of it is, if I don't have all of this information, I can't give you the best recommendation. I don't even know if you need life insurance at all. You may not need it, and I certainly can't tell you whether term is appropriate or permanent insurance is appropriate or a combination of both is appropriate, because I don't have enough information. The idea on credit card debt, perfect example, somebody might say that they really, really want permanent insurance because they're, they had parents that bought term, it expired, they ran out of the affordability of having insurance. There's no question they are going to want to have permanent coverage. Well, the most important thing is that they have the right amount of life insurance coverage, especially if they have a lot of credit card debt, because if they die tomorrow, they want to make sure those debts are paid off. And they want to make sure that their beneficiaries are taken care of, so they're not leaving them with all this extra burden. And because their credit card payments are so high, they might not have the budget right now until we can help them fix their cash flow. All they can afford is term. And that's fine because, again, if they die tomorrow, we want to make sure that they've got the right amount of life insurance in place to take care of that. You're going to help them work out the cash flow over time, having a good relationship with the client. You're going to make sure that you write a very convertible term. And when we've got those other underlying issues that haven't been addressed, they don't know how to identify them even. Once we get those figured out, then we're going to go back and say, now we got to look at some, does permanent make sense? And if so, now we have the cash flow to do it. And these are the ways that we want to get it set up. If you aren't doing that, when we're not talking about cash flow, you're going to have a poor retention because when things get hard and they start trying to figure out how to cut things out, even though life insurance is probably the most important thing that they keep in place, I can tell you it's going to be an item that they might drop off. So, being very aware of what the cash flow situation is going to establish a much longer term client, a better retention, and way more opportunities in the future to help them with other products. I have a saying, and it's called pay me now, pay me later. Obviously, if somebody implements their life insurance, the plan the way you want it day one. It's going to be the cheapest way that they can do it because they're probably going to be in their best health class. They're going to be younger. All of those things is going to make a lot of sense for them to implement a plan right away that makes 100% sense to do. Not everybody's in that position. So there are some things that we got to make sure the right amount of insurance is in place to take care of immediate needs, and then work on the ideal plan. If we have to wait for the ideal plan, that's okay too, because the premiums are going to go up. And, again, it's pay me now, pay me later. You can pay me at a discount, get it done right, the very perfect right way the first time, or we can wait a little while till the situation improves and it's more ideal to implement those plans. Premiums are going to go up. I'm going to make another sale. The bottom line is if you do the right thing for the client, they're in this business, without question, you will always be making money because you're doing the right thing. And you're making not a transactional client, but a client for long term that's going to buy from you multiple times, and identifying in this Factfinder multiple ways to find centers of influence as well as referrals by doing a really good Factfinder. Speaking of centers of influence, one way that I did that in my business is joining Business Network International. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of that. What that group is, and they're in all 50 states, it's international as it says, is a business group that will only let one person per profession join the group. So if you are the life insurance person, you're the only life insurance person in that group. If you're the mortgage lender, you're the only mortgage lender in that group. If you're the exterior home painter, you're the only exterior painter. If you're an auto salesperson, only auto salesperson, you can get my point. But you're going to want to have a group like that. If you've never visited a BNI, highly recommend it. Just, find one to visit, even if they already have the position that you want. Ask them if you can at least visit and see how it works. It's a great way to learn how to give your a 1 minute commercial about your business that is effective when you meet people. It's going to be a great way to network in your community. And I joined BNI like 15 plus years ago. Some of my best friends are still people that I met in BNI. They are still people that I refer business to. This is a lifelong idea that if you stay in the business, you'll never regret. Getting to my point is I would visit the BNI. The high demand, or the positions that people don't give up, are the ones that do the best. So those are going to be like your life, annuity, financial advisors, mortgage lenders. If you go to a group, that position has probably been filled for at least 5 to 10 years because they do so well. They don't want to give up their spot. That is okay, because you can build your own BNI and you don't even have to do it through BNI. So visit a group, get the idea behind it, and recreate it for yourself. Find your mortgage lender that you're going to be referring to business, who does great auto loans. When you're doing your Factfinder and you see the interest rate that somebody's paying on a car note, and things like that, could be a great, reciprocal relationship. As I'm identifying these clients, I'm going to get them over to you for maybe a refinance on the auto, create a wonderful business there. But the BNI will give you a much better perspective if you go and visit a group. And then ask them if you can be an alternative, because if you can't be at the weekly meetings, then you have to have an alternative go for you. So even if the exterior painter is not able to attend a meeting 1 week, they can reach out to you and say, hey, could you go in my place? It's going to be a great way for you to network and meet a lot of people in your community by doing that. So I would recommend making an establishment or checking out the BNI. I eventually left BNI. I did exactly what I'm recommending to you, is I created my own Synergy group of people that I was going to work with and refer business to. And the key to that, again, is when you learn about their business, you're going to be able to refer to them, but then you're also going to be able to identify for them the clients that they're working for that are going to be the ideal client for you. So bottom line, do a really good fact finder. It's going to lead to all kinds of different opportunities. If you're a life person, it's going to lead to DI, long-term care, critical illness, annuity sales, single premium life. Same if you're an annuity producer. If those are lines of business that you don't want to sell, it's a great opportunity to be like, hey, I have some really good quality people that I'm working with. I already know what you're looking for. I can refer these people to you. Can you allow me to show you what I'm looking for so that you can refer back to me by asking them about their emergency contact list, their trusted people, their accountants, their CPAs. Those are all opportunities for referrals. Going back to the emergency contact after you've done all of this and you say, hey, I'm going to pick out the very best plan for you. We're going to come back in 2 weeks when I've got everything figured out. You do your plan, they love it, they pick out pieces that they're going to start implementing right away. You can go back to that emergency contact list or the trusted people in their community and say, hey, these are your emergency contracts. I just did a really great fact finder on your snapshot of your world right now. If something does happen to you, is it okay with you if I reach out to those people and say, hey, I've got all this information. I know where their car note is. I know where the mortgage is. I know who their accountant is, who their attorney is. Can I reach out to them and say, hey, I've got your house in order. I know these things. Can I let them know that? So if something happens to you, they can reach out to me and I can give them some guidance on what to do. That opens the door for you. Now you've got the opportunity to make that a new client, do the exact same thing that you did for the one that said that, that their emergency contact. And not, let alone the other business relationships that you can get out of that. So that's just one idea or opportunity where you can get a lot of referrals. I think that is everything that I have to go over today. Does anyone have any questions? All right, I'm going to do some polling questions. One is, if you'd like any more information about what we discussed today, we can send out the Liam kit. We can send out that fact finder, the dime. We do have the long-term care awareness month kit that's out there, all kinds of things. Okay, I'm going to close that question down. If you'd like more questions about our Life and Annuity Academy, let us know. We'll keep you in our tickler file to make sure that we're talking to you about that. And talking about the fact finder again, it will be uncomfortable. Don't be wimpy about it. Just do it. You will get way better at it each and every time that you do it, each and every time that you explain to a new advisor on how to do it. Just commit to making it a part of your practice. I'll close that down. And then the last is if you would like more information about IAMS Wealth Management. All right. Everybody, thank you so much for helping or hanging out with me on a Monday. I really look forward to talking with any of you. So please reach out to me or any of the life insurance sales directors, annuity directors. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you this Monday morning. Peter, I saw your question. I do have some ideas on that. I'm sure that we'll talk this week. Enjoy the rest of your week. Happy Veterans Day to all my vets out there. Have a great Monday.